case against rap is I have the musical case against rap, and then I'll get to the cultural case against rap. So the musical case against rap is that in my view and the view of my music theorist father who went to music school, there are three elements to music. There's harmony, there's melody, and there's rhythm. Okay. And rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. That there's not a lot of melody and there's not a lot of harmony. And thus it is basically effectively spoken rhythm. And so it's not actually a form of music, it's a form of rhythmic speaking. And thus so beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap all that much, it's what I've said before is it's not music. My case against rap.
Bro, I promise you, I wasn't even supposed to record this video today. I stumbled upon this and I was like, screw the whole other video I was doing. Ben Shapiro is dead an idiot. He's an intellectual idiot. He's an academic moron. I've been avoiding speaking about Ben Shapiro for a long time. I think he's just a pompous contrarian that just spits all of these random stats out of context in a very matter-of-fact tone. He's white and talks like this and with a very nasally voice like a nerd, which is what I used to do in my videos when I was like 5 years old, trying to mask my hood accent.
It's absolutely incredible how everything is funny until something affects you, right?
So literally teenage edgelords on the internet believe anything that he says because he's so logical and factual. And well, besides my opinion and the subjectivity of the matter, you know, it's also not technically music because it's lacking these components that my music theory expert father said was supposed to be 3 components of music. He's so full of himself, and you could tell he just likes to hear himself talk when he goes to these stupid little lectures and he starts to debate people when he's the one with the mic, and he just starts arguing with college kids that don't really know how to debate, that don't really notice all of the nonsense that he's spitting, that don't really notice all the logical fallacies and manipulative language that he uses to make it seem like he's more correct. The first thing he did there by even mentioning, oh, my music theory father, that's called an appeal to authority, which I've mentioned that in my video, 3 ways you know you've won an argument. Definitely go check that out because there's a lot of these little intellectuals and whatnot that come on with their suit and tie and start doing all of these little college tours and whatnot and start arguing with college kids and libtards. That's why you see all these titles. Ben Shapiro destroys libtard gender studies major. Yeah, I forgot to apply my lip gloss. And what? Now let's get to it. I take music very seriously. This is the only reason why I finally made a video on this moron, this idiot. Like, this burned me, this boiled my blood. This gave me a, let's not get this video demonetized. This gave me an effing migraine. This is mind-blowing. You know, there's a lot of people that try to come out and say rap is not real music, or they don't like rap, or it's just not their preference. I don't like rap, I don't like hip-hop. Which to me, 9 times out of 10 when people say that, they're coming from an anti-black place because they have stereotypes about what rap is and what people are rapping about in these songs. Because to me, hip-hop is such a fusion. It is such a fusion style genre that it can sound like anything. You have very orchestral rap, you have trap, you have boom bap, you have people like Anderson .Paak that they more so sing and they funkify it. Somebody like J. Cole next to somebody like Lil Uzi Vert, it's 2 completely different sounds. So for somebody to just write off an entire genre of fusion music with so many different elements, to me it just makes no sense. That's one. Especially considering the origins of hip hop comes from sampling other genres of world music, sampling disco, sampling orchestral music, sampling music from all over the world. To say that you just don't like that an entire genre doesn't make sense to me. It's like saying that you don't like jazz when jazz is basically the foundation of all of our modern music today. Now, when we get to his objective points, he said rhythm, harmony, and melody, right? Okay, he says that it only has one element, which is rhythm, and that it doesn't have harmony nor melody. Are you stupid or are you dumb? You know how much melodic rap there is out, especially today in this mumble rap generation that y'all keep swearing that this is the mumble rap generation. You guys criticize auto-tune, right? But you know what auto-tune does, right? Auto-tune takes a chord, it takes a key, and it matches your voice to the key of the instruments of the song. Meaning, even if I'm talking like this and I start to auto-tune my voice, it's hitting those notes in the song. So there's a melody regardless if you don't hear it or not because you're stupid and you're musically inept. There's a melody there, fam. I don't even like Lil Yachty, but to a lot of people, he was kind of like the face of mumble rap. So let's analyze one of his biggest hits. I know you want this for life. That is a melody. A lot of the major hits that go viral today is because of the melody. Melody has really enriched hip-hop and has a huge role in why songs blow up nowadays, the catchiness to the song. Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. That's a whole melody, fam. That song blew up. Even if you hear the most simplistic melodies, like 50 Cent, go, 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 shawty, it's your birthday. That has an element of catchiness to it. There's notes in everything. There's a note in every single word that I'm speaking right now. Some may be out of tune more or in tune, but you speak in notes. Even when you speak in just rhythm, you're speaking notes. Like, we don't speak monotonously like this, where we speak like robots and there's just one note to every single note. You know, this is the same note and I'm just on the same exact tone for every single note. Big difference between me speaking like this and speaking like that. Melody is what carries story, even in everyday speech. There's melody in everything. There's melodies in car horns. There's melodies in alarms. There's melodies in the entire soundscape. There's harmony in everything. If you really knew anything about music theory, if your pops taught you anything about music theory, he would teach you stuff about negative harmony. He would teach you stuff about complex harmonies. He would teach you things about different jazz chords and how really anything can harmonize anything. It's really about taste and application. It's context. Now let's get to harmony. There's two different types of harmonics. There's harmonics as in the notes, and then there's frequency harmonics. Now, when it comes to hip hop, frequency harmonics and producers really focus on a song that has nice saturation. A bass has to be nicely saturated in order to be heard on any sound system. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go do your research. It's part of audio engineering, and it's a very, very, very important part of hip hop and why producers are more important than ever before in music today when it comes to hip hop and making a song sound clean and clear and punchy, especially with bass and the loudness war. A note can span many harmonies. You have the bass part, then you have the mid, and then you have the high frequencies. And all together, you create this nice full body off of just one note. Now, when you're talking about harmonies with notes and chords, and, you know, the tonal harmonics, what most people are thinking of, and not like, you know, nerdy audio engineers, there's still harmony in hip hop because you have the bass and then you have the instruments, and producers have to make sure that the instruments or whatever sample they use is pitched correctly to match the bass, or it'll sound convoluted as hell. There's constant uses of pianos, of wind instruments, of vocals, and so many different elements in hip hop. And we break the code, no way. I'm convinced that people that talk crap that hip hop isn't real music have never actually sat down with a producer and looked at all the tracks that they have to create and what it really takes to create a hip hop track from beginning to finish. From producing the beat, conceptualizing a song, making lyrics for it, recording actual background voices for the song itself, creating the harmony, creating the hook, creating the verse. It's not just jumping on any now this is a story. There's more to it. To me, at this point, I'm convinced that people just think anything that black people create is dumb until a bunch of white people do it. You know how long black women have been ridiculed for twerking, saying that it was savage or saying that it was like simple-minded, this is not, and now you got white girls out here giving twerking classes to twerk. I thought that was so easy, right? I thought you was saying black women have nothing else to offer but to do something simple like shake their ass. I thought it was simple. I thought it was easy. What happened to that? Ben Shapiro is such a charlatan on so many different issues. And I could really go on and on and on about it. And I avoid the headache most of the time. And I know all of his stupid little fans is going to come in the comments and be like, well, debate him, fam. I've never seen Ben Shapiro actually debate anybody that was worthwhile. I've never seen Ben Shapiro debate a black leftist that really knew what they was talking about. There's a lot of leftists on YouTube that know what they talk about. I never seen him reach out to them and really debate them. He will get crushed. He only debates people that are not very good at debating, although they do have some type of academic knowledge. He's a lawyer, come on, he knows how to pick his battles. What Ben Shapiro said about rap is honestly the dumbest thing I've ever heard about rap, ever said. And my thing is, I would let it slide if he just said he didn't like it. I would let it slide if he was just one of those closed-minded people that just said they don't like a whole genre and write off an entire genre based on the radio and mainstream hip-hop. I would have completely ignored it. But my thing is, he wanted to bring in his theorist father and act like he has some kind of superior knowledge on the subject and make it seem like if what he was saying was more objective because he had some sort of system. But even by his own system, his argument fails because hip-hop has rhythm, it has melody, and it has harmony, and it has way more. I don't know how this guy is even still a thing. Like, how do people even still take him seriously? When the hell is this guy's fan base gonna outgrow him and realize that he's really just full? That pissed me off to the max, bro. That pisses me off to the max so much because hip-hop, I feel like, is in the best place that it can be, creative-wise. Industry-wise, trash, of course, but it was always like that ever since hip-hop was commercialized. But creative-wise, there's so many new different sounds, so much personality, so much creativity in hip-hop. If you really sit down and look for artists and sit down and hear people that's not just on the radio, you will see there's so much versatility. Hip-hop is better than it's ever been before. Like, y'all have this stereotype of what hip-hop should sound like this one thing, oh, Tupac and Biggie. No, shut up, bro. How about you try? Maybe you should try to do hip-hop. Add something new to it. That's a whole nother conversation. Man. It was a biggity beast from the east. Almonte, holla, actually, east side of Harlem reppin'. Almonte, yeah.
They got me torn between my mind and my soul, blind as I go inside of a goal of wishing I could rewind and control the time of the flow. But you either rhyming or grinding for dough, or having the lyrics keeping the game tied to the bow. Rhyming should know I come from the era of murder scenes where they handing out nightmares to people who learn to dream. While you think they murder king, negative overpowers positive. Someone is hard like life, we learn to swing.